This is the DryAir 1.8 million BTU Hydro Heat Pro. It is a dual burner system. This one currently has natural gas burners installed. These burners are a single stage burner and will both fire and shut off at the same time as the temperature controller calls for heat. The temperature controller is located on the control panel above the leftmost burner, along with any switches to start the unit. Each burner is fueled by its own gas train, with individual gas valves and sensors to be sure each burner is getting adequate gas. On the opposite side of the unit, diesel burners and propane burners are located that can be swapped with the installed natural gas burners when a different fuel type is needed. There is a threaded storage on the side of the unit as well for a propane regulator that is supplied with the unit. This regulator can then be added to the inlet of the unit's gas train when propane is being used. Also above the regulator is the breaker box for the two pumps in the rear of the unit. A 3 horsepower pump delivers glycol through the system, and a glycol reservoir holds extra glycol and allows for glycol expansion in the system without creating pressure, as it is open to atmosphere. When the unit is running, all the lights on the control panel will be on and green, except for the low HTF light, which only flashes red when the glycol tank in the system is starting to run low. If any of the green lights are off, there is a troubleshooting guide on the inside of the unit door, as well as useful information in the operator's manuals supplied. On the rear of the unit are two plate heat exchangers. The red is a processed water and the blue is potable water. Each has a 3 horsepower pump operating on the water side of the plate heat exchanger. On the plate, the bottom left plumbing is the glycol outlet, and the plumbing above is the glycol inlet. On the right side, the top is the water outlet, and the bottom is the water inlet, plumbed into the water circulation pump. An actuated valve is in line to the glycol inlet of the plate heat exchanger. This valve opens and closes based on the temperature of the water on the other side of the plate. You can adjust your water temperature set point with the temperature controller dial and check that temperature with the digital display beside it. As the water temperature rises to the set point, the actuated valve will slowly close or open the glycol inlet to maintain a water temperature of your choosing. The temperature probe for this controller is currently in the water outlet to measure the water temperature going out of the plate. This is beneficial for on-demand water purposes where the water inlet is always cold, like city water. You can move the sensor and swap positions with the gauge on the water inlet. Then it will measure the water temperature into the plate. This is beneficial for setups where the system temperature needs to be raised, like a large tank. In this scenario, you don't want your probe on the outlet, as it will not give an appropriate reading for the entire system. The connections into and out of the plate heat exchangers are 2-inch cam lock, and each pump has a fitting on the bottom of it to drain the plate and the pump. There is a set of 2-inch cam lock fittings between the plate heat exchangers. These are glycol from the system and can be connected to other DryAir accessories. On the front of the unit is the main gas line connection. It is a 2-inch ball valve that you can connect to for natural gas. For propane, the regulator threads directly into the 2-inch ball valve, and the inlet of the regulator is a 1/2-inch 45-degree flared fitting. The diesel connections on the unit are to the left of the control panel and are 1/4-inch quick coupler connections. 2 electrical connections are required on the Hydro Heat Pro. Both need to be single-phase 240 volts. If you have any questions about the Hydro Heat Pro or any other DryAir product, our 24/7 true service team and application support is always available for you. And to see DryAir's full product line and much more, visit dryair.ca.